All right, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. I was going to live stream today, but I'm not really in the mood, so I'll just film my session here and upload it to the channel later. We're going to trade the NASDAQ. I'm not seeing a whole lot that I want to be super aggressive with on my 1.4 million in funded accounts. At the same time, I've got a lot of capital here that I need to start using, so we'll go ahead and have a little fun with one of my TopStep Express Funded accounts. You can see this particular account is currently down $2,300. I think you can see that up here at the top. Let me go ahead and bring that for you. Okay, you can see we're down 2,300 bucks on this account. I was down about 3,000. I made 700 back. So I'll go ahead and just pop this up here so you can see the overall closed profit and loss here. And we'll just see what we can do. I've got about 2,200 in draw left on this account since you have 4,500. If I blow it, I blow it. I'm going to trade very aggressively. I'm trading a day where normally I wouldn't trade my own money just because the market looks like it's going to be choppy and unclear. With that said, we'll try and use our range-bound congestion strategy that I teach in the course, and we'll just look to pick off longs in support and shorts up into resistance, and see if we can end up running this account back up to a decent level. So let's have a little fun with it. You can see here what we've got is the higher time period NASDAQ intraday volume-based chart. It's 40,000 contracts. So each one of these bars is 40,000 contracts. And each one of these bars is 8,000 contracts. So they're divisible by 5. In other words, it takes 5 of these lower time period bars to make one of these higher time period bars. And then I've got the Owings market analysis indicators overlaid there. So that's how we're going to go ahead and trade this. It's going to be exciting. And, we'll just stick to the plan and see what happens. Losing is a part of trading, guys. If you're not comfortable with losing, you're probably never going to be a really good trader because you just got to go through periods where the markets aren't really given a whole lot. And right now is one of those periods. So that's why I'm being very, very conservative, even though I plan to be extremely aggressive on all my funded accounts. The one account where I have $3,000 in profit on that Express Funded account from one trade 2 weeks ago, that's still sitting at $3,000. I haven't traded that because I'm waiting for really good setups, and I just haven't seen them in the last couple of weeks. With that said, I've got 5 Express Funded accounts right now on TopStep. I'm about to pass 5 more, so I'll have about 10. You can only trade 3 at a time, but I'll have several on the bench waiting in case I blow some out. So let's have a little fun with this account here. I'm not going to do this very often, but for right now, why not? All right, so we're going to go ahead and trade 2 contracts. And I've got the stop loss at 210 ticks and the take profit at 210 ticks. That's just sort of a fail safe in case I lose internet connectivity. Generally speaking, we will, let the trade run, but maybe take profit off every time we get $1,000 or $1,500 in profit, something like that, because I'm not expecting a runaway market. So we'll just go ahead and keep that in mind. We've got about 12 minutes until the open here, and we do have a strong buy pattern here, a nice little flash right into the extension, funneling into the high connector turning point. You got a lot of support there at 18,120. You've got some daily support. This is the daily chart using OMA. You got a lot of temporary support here as well. So I think it's going to be a wild day. We've got the Federal Reserve tomorrow. Remember that, the Fed meeting. So I think you're just going to see choppy and volatile. But with that said, if that's our bias, then we can use the appropriate playbook, which is our range-bound playbook, and see if we can't make some money with it, right? So is it going to be a runaway trend market to the upside or the downside? I don't think so. If it ends up being a trend run to the downside, then certainly we'll capitalize. I'm absolutely not expecting a trend run to the upside. Could support break and could we go lower than I'm anticipating? That's possible. But generally speaking, I think we're going to see, a pretty good range-bound market. I'm probably a little bit more in favor of shorting the rallies and just looking for trapped longs. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to really pay attention and look for spots where I think the longs might be a little overzealous. And once I see that there might be some evidence that they're trapped, that's when I'll go ahead and, get short. So that's what I'm going to be looking for from the short side. The question here, heading into the open, we do have a nice pattern to buy. We really do. And, you know, we certainly could see a little bit of a pop at the open before we potentially drop. We'll see. So the question is, excuse me, do I want to take a long heading into the open or wait and see if I can't get short, because that's my bias. You know, I think it's going to be a choppy day, so I think we can play both sides. I've got to play long if we're in support and play short when we're in resistance. And again, just look for trap traders. So right now, what I'd be looking for, since we have this support here on the higher time period chart, you can already see the lower time period is confirming by trending up. And now if we got a pullback, you know, back down into this support level, that might be a buy opportunity to push back up to 18,200 as we cycle potentially back up here to the other side of the higher time period envelope. Because I'm not expecting this to continue to trend down right now. I'm more expecting it to cycle back up because I'm looking for congestion. So that's the way I am reading it. All right, with that said, I'm just going to keep this pause now so we don't drag the video out. And when I put on a trade, I'll record it for you guys and we'll manage it together. And then we'll see how we end up doing. All right, so you guys know where we stand now with regard to our account balance. I'm just going to go ahead and move this out of the way so I can lengthen the DOM here. So we'll just periodically check in on our balance from time to time once we put a trade on. All right, that looks better to me. So you can see down here we've got about 25,000 contracts left until this closes. So that means we've got a few more of these 8,000 contract bars after this one. So right now, trending up, you know, I do think the open will probably see a push to the upside. So that's what we're going to bet on. Question is, when do we want to get in? We've got about 6 minutes till the open. Probably gonna have to get in pretty soon unless we want to miss it, which I certainly don't. See what our, sometimes I'll look at the 15-minute and the hourly as well. That looks like we're kind of pushing. So here you have a nice extension on the 15 down here. That's coming in at whatever that is, 18,105. So that could be a good little spot to potentially get long. We got a pullback there, and that would be about here on this chart. So I don't know, if we got a little bit of a pullback heading into the open, I'd probably be willing to go long. See how we do. Key thing is just to not force anything. Sometimes I can be a little guilty of that when I've got a funded account that I'm like, all right, I'm going to have a little fun with this account. It's like, okay, have fun with it, but still try not to take stupid trades. I've always got to remind myself of that. Because it's just, I trade my own money like a hawk. But when it comes to these funded accounts, I'm learning. I'm getting better at treating them like my own money, but it's a process. You can see we're going to get a close here in about 400 contracts. I'm going to be looking for any opportunity to get long down here to try and buy a potential, push up at the open. Even though my daily bias is slightly to the downside. But again, I do think it's going to be choppy. And look, all we can do is put our trades on, and the rest is up to the trading gods, as they say. I have to say, I do enjoy this a bit more than actually trading live on YouTube. Trading live on YouTube and monitoring the chat and things like that is a little bit distracting. So especially when you're trading, you know, trying to make some money. So this might be something I do from time to time where I just film my session for you guys. So you can see here, oh, what do we have heading into the open here in about 3 minutes? Well, we've got a lower time period trend to the upside coming out of strong support, a nice buy pattern down here. So, you know, the question would be, okay, do you want to jump in on this trend run right here? Could, but I'm going to just, you know, if I miss it, I'm okay with that. I'm going to wait for, you know, maybe a flush down in here to try and get long. That gives me a little bit of a better spot in terms of risk for the stop. Even though I've got a wide stop, 210 ticks is 55 points. But generally speaking, you know, that's basically, that's all the risk on this account. If that was to get hit, I would blow this account, and that would be fine since I have so many accounts. But if I see the trade, you know, not going my way, hopefully I'll be able to minimize the loss. All right, we've got about 2 minutes, ready to rock and roll here. Got the Counting Crows, Long December in my head. Try not to sing it for you guys, or if I'm going to start singing, hopefully I'll have the foresight to mute the mic before I bust out into my horrible singing. It always sounds a lot better in your head. So the dollar is strong today. Bonds are choppy. I think we're going to see a choppy day. I really do. So if we were able to get long down in here somewhere, I think that'd be nice. I mean, sure, it could just crash straight down through support. I mean, of course, but I mean, 18.1 down in here somewhere is where I'd be willing to take a shot at it. Got about 50 seconds until the open here. It was weird. Sometimes YouTube will just start playing on my phone. All right, we've got 20 seconds. She's getting jumpy. Three seconds. There she goes. She's a jumpy. So remember, down in here somewhere is kind of where I'm looking. May not get there. You can see some pretty big orders hitting the tape. You get, you know, 10-point jumps. There's the first close. Pretty bullish little pattern right there. But I'm going to wait to see if it tests support and what happens, because that's kind of, you know, the game plan I'm looking for overall. Just gonna wait and see. Key level here is 120. I'd like to see a lot of support there. Keeping a close eye on this. All right, so we're long. Looking for a move up to 18,166 if possible. See some pretty big sell orders coming in. I'll hold for now. All right, so that was a good first trade. We exited up there around that resistance. See exactly. Go ahead and take a look. Yeah, that was a good trade. We made about, oh, here, I'll show you guys. Just got to hide my account info. I hope you don't mind. But you can see here, basically, you know, we made whatever that is. We were up 700 before, so up 1,300 there. So this account is now down about 1,000 overall. So we're recovering from the $3,000 drawdown that we were in. So that's good. All right. Now I'm just going to pause and wait. I like to always just take a little bit of a break after I have a winning or losing trade, so I don't quickly jump back in and, you know, take a stupid trade. Pause now. All right, so we're just waiting. I mean, I'm pretty tempted to long here, but it's not really an area where anybody would be trapped, I don't think, just yet. If anything, the longs might still be a little trapped from here. So I don't think any shorts have been trapped yet, and I'm trying to take trades where I think traders are potentially trapped. So in that case, we'd have to see some lows down here, maybe get taken out, and then look for a reversal back to the upside. Because again, we expect a choppy, volatile market today, so I'm looking for lots of false breakouts. That's what I'm seeing on the charts using Owings market analysis, and that's the bias that I'm coming into the day with. All right, so we'll just pause while we're waiting for a setup. All right, so you can see here, we're getting down close to the lows of the day down here, about 18,080. So let's just see what happens down here. This is where I'll be looking to maybe take another long if we see a... First of all, I want to look for a good pattern on Owings market analysis, and then I also want to see if there's, some trapped shorts. I think we did well to take our profit up there, huh? That was, it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes it goes higher, you wish you would have held, but in that case, we took profit, bought here and took profit pretty close to the high there, so that was nice. The reason I bought that is because it's an exhaust in my Owings methodology, and oftentimes if you get a good exhaust, you're looking for a quick reversal the other direction. Doesn't always work, but if you pick them in the right spots, they're great trades. All right, so you can see we're approaching the lows here of the day, and now what we want to see is fire straight through those, or are some shorts going to try and pound it lower and then get trapped. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to trade the breakout today. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right. It's my bias coming into the day. All right, so fresh lows on the day. Don't really see anybody trapped yet. A little bit of a flash pattern here that could cause a bounce. We will see. Just patience is always, over trading and rushing and being in a hurry. I know that's another way for saying rushing. That's those are the best ways to just not trade well. I try to wait. Even though this one, kind of interested to buy that because of the flash pattern, and you're at new lows, and like I said, I'm not expecting a breakout to the downside. Doesn't mean that won't happen. Maybe it will happen, but I'm not expecting it. So far, those lows are holding. I don't think. I don't know. People who went short right there, they're not really trapped yet, and they may not be trapped. I'm kind of just waiting because I don't know how deep. We've got a lot of support down here. Certainly, we've got the low from Friday. Also, right down in this area here. See it on my daily chart. See it right over here. See it right there. Coming across. Depends if we're going to go after that or not. The higher time period here will tell us a lot. This is going to get a close here in one more 8,000 contract bar. So just once this closes, this will tell us what it wants to do. That's kind of a key marker for me right there, the extension, pink dot. Make a little bit more money on this Express Funded, and then probably switch back over to some combines. But let's see if we can get this thing back into positive territory from being down 3 grand. That would be nice. I lost the 3K. I didn't really trade well yesterday. I wasn't very focused, to be honest. I picked some scenarios just spot on, but didn't execute very well yesterday. So I was just kind of trading lazily. That's why I lost 3 grand on this account. But because generally speaking, I'm going to use these funded accounts for just really good setups. They've just been few and far between as far as what I'm looking for the last couple of weeks. All right, so we're going to see here. We are looking for a reversal at some point because that's our game plan for today. But we're just I'm using Owings market analysis to look for patterns at key levels. Just try and give myself, a little bit of a good shot. See the lower time period here, we're trending down, but it's trying to go for congestion entrance to the upside, which would be the first sign of shorts potentially being trapped. Or if we got an exhaust down here into, this 18020 level, that's an area I might be looking to buy. All right, we're going to get a close here of both momentarily. That's a pretty good buy pattern, I think, here. We're long. Well, that was some pretty big selling. Yeah, and just looking to make about $1 grand. Big selling. Pretty big sell orders hitting the tape. Just quiet because I'm thinking and watching. There's our entry. See, big push to the upside potentially. pretty big sell orders capping it so far. So if we can get through this level, but we'll see. We did enter congestion up on the lower time period, so we've got a chance to reverse here to the upside, which is what I'm looking for. Again, just trying to get about $1,000 here and get out of this $3,000 hole and get this account back to about even. That's the goal. If we can get that, we'll be happy. And if we blow it out, that's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles with trading. Just get a little squeeze up here to 18.1. Fantastic. A lot of selling still. Coming in at that 18.080 level. Again, I'm just trading my plan, right? Doesn't mean it has to work. It's just I came into the day with a plan and trying to just follow my plan. It's quite a battle here. I don't know what's going to happen, obviously. I know what I want to happen. Right? We're out of that trade. And I think we accomplished our goal satisfactorily there, if that's a word. I could have let this run. I think it's going to go higher, but you know, I had a goal coming into this, the beginning of this live session. We've been at it for about 20 minutes. And the goal was to try to get this Express Funded Account back to healthy from the poor trading I did yesterday. And we've done that. And I'm happy that I managed to catch it here on screen. That was nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's see, just make sure everything's coming across okay. Yeah, so you can see the cash on hand, I was down $3,000, right, on this particular account from yesterday. Again, just poor trading. You know, it was just a weird day yesterday. I just was not trading well. So I came into today. I said, you know what, I got to focus. You know, just because I've got these Express Funded accounts and so many of them doesn't mean I should lollygag around with them. So I just wanted to come in today with a little bit of focus and say to myself, hey, look, Just take a couple of smart trades on the NASDAQ and see if you can nurse this account back to health. Now, again, we might blow this at some other stage. I'm certainly going to blow a lot of these accounts. I've been very open about that fact because I'm going to trade them super aggressively when I see really good setup. So, you know, I'm not out here saying I'm not going to blow accounts. I definitely will blow accounts. Just, you know, it's just going to be an inevitability with the amount of risk I'm going to be taking on these funded accounts. That's why I've got, you know, 1.4 million in funding, and soon I'll have over 2 million and probably quickly head to 3 million. But so far I haven't blown an account, which is, you know, cool. And I really, out of all my accounts, I've got that one account, like I said, with just over 3 grand in profit that I'm still waiting on the next trade where I want to take some really good risk. And then this account here, you can see we are back to break even, which is cool. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you enjoyed it. And, you know, if you want to learn these setups, go ahead and sign up for the first 7 lessons of the course over at owingstrading.com. You can check it out. It's an awesome course. Gotten a lot of great feedback from it. And the cool thing about the course is once you take it and you start learning, you know, my setups, my methodology, you'll be able to develop your own playbooks, and I'll help you with that. So yeah, it works, and it's a lot of fun. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good rest of the day. We'll start live streaming at some point as well. Just slowly getting my energy back from being quite ill this entire winter here in Sweden, visiting my wife's family. So it's going to be nice to get back to some sunshine. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.